Oh, I see you. I see you.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a delicious custard up here waiting for you.
Why don't you come down here and I'll go up there?
Okay, I'll come down there. Wee.
I've always loved the Teletubbies as a symbol of horror. I mean, the show itself was already weird enough. I'm genuinely surprised that kids all over the world were able to watch it and went, yeah, nothing's wrong here. Among my favorite games I've played is even a Slender Man parody of the Teletubbies. And yet, despite my love for the eeriness of the show, I never actually explored anything outside of just this one horror game I used to play many years ago. Cultured gamers have noticed too that this show was kinda scary, so they made some games about him. Some of them are actually really good, but others are, well, the others are what I'm gonna be playing. So join me as I go back into the rabbit hole of Teletubby horror and hop onto various virus-free websites and play these games of questionable quality. Also a quick note that some of the games you'll be seeing I've actually streamed first, so if you want to see the full gameplay experience, go check the archive for additional content. It was a lot of fun streaming these games.
You're almost done. The download.
Shit. No! Shit!
Look at the big old floppy feet.
That's probably why I had no friends in 5th grade.
Yes! SOS!
And that noise, it sounds like he's farting and just oh my god! How can you get up here? Is this the stare of murderous intent?
I don't know. I have to stay.
Whoa! Anyways, to get warmed up, I figure I'll show you a simple game that takes about 2 minutes to complete. This is Teletubbies Horror Demo, made by Bowser Danny, and to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure this game is unfinished. Hello and welcome to my second game I made. This is I-Spired by Slendytubbies, and I'm currently doing a type of fan game of that, so I really want to share this early stages of what I'm trying to do with this game. I know, maybe it's too copied, but I really wanted to make a project like this, so enjoy! Hey, I love the enthusiasm. Let's see if this is a good game. Loading into the game, there's no menu. You spawn right into the map immediately as Kevin MacLeod music plays. Okay, this is based. There's also no menu when you press escape. There's no crouching, there's kind of a jump, it's more like a microscopic leap. So this game is as bare bones as it can get. The spooky Teletubby you're up against is Tinky Winky. He's very tall, and you spawn basically right next to him. There's not really much you can do other than run away from him, because he follows you wherever you go. Now, this is a demo, so to critique this game is like critiquing a drawing made by a 5-year-old. But that 5-year-old could be the next Da Vinci, who knows? Maybe when fully developed, this will turn out to be one of the best horror games I've ever played. In its current state though, it's very bland. It even categorizes itself as horror shit game. Hey man, don't be mean to yourself. The level is a foggy field with sparse trees. And the one landmark is this house that I don't think is accessible. I spammed all the buttons on my keyboard and nothing happened, so I think there's no way to get in. Overall, this definitely was a game. You're in the game, then you're out, and...
Wait, what about the ending? How did you beat the game?
I didn't! There's a map right here on the website that shows where the papers are, and I didn't fucking find them. Okay, I did find one on some lone tree, but the rest, even going to the exact location, weren't there. I then proceeded to scour the entire map, and remember when I said that this was a 2-minute game? Well, I ended up searching for another 10. I didn't find anything, just Tinky Winky following me, bro. Yeah, there's not much else to say. It's just Slendytubbies 1, but worse. Also, I love how I'm comparing games to Slendytubbies now, even though Slendytubbies is clearly a ripoff of Slender the 8 Pages. I should probably start comparing games to that now. However, Danny, I encourage you to finish this product. This was made, after all, 17 days ago. So, let's go find a game that has been properly completed. One night, you decide to break into Teletubby land. You steal all the Tubby custard and fled the scene. You've always wondered how it really tasted. When you get home, you You scatter it all around your house and return to bed. You plan on trying it in the morning. As you start to drift off, you hear something shifting outside your bedroom door.
Get your ass out. Bend over that table.
As you peek under the door, you understand. It's the Teletubbies, and they're here for the Tubby Custard. Quite odd to break into literally someone's house just because you wanted to know what food tastes like. Then again, this guy is also the type of person to live in a house like this.
Now that we're here, let me take you inside Andrew Tate's mansion.
This is pretty much just a maze game. Scattered around your house, as it said, are 12 custards that you have to collect in your own house. Even more bizarre are the Teletubbies themselves. Their faces have been replaced with spooky babies. I have mixed feelings about this game. At first, I was fascinated and a little unnerved by their design. I like that the models are unique and original, instead of just being the models used in Zeoworks games. But after being chased around and killed for the 12th time, I kind of just got annoyed by that point. I'm sorry for stealing your pink sauce. Please don't spawn camp me. Each row of the house roams a different Teletubby. Tinky Winky is on the floor you spawn.
Bro, I'm scared. I don't want to get caught, bro.
Dipsy's on the bottom floor. Lala hides in the basement, and Po lurks in the garden. As such, this game is rather difficult. Combined with the maze-like layout, you have to keep your guard up all the way through until you acquire the sacred custards. Okay, what else about this game? Spooky babies, oh my god. Their AI isn't that smart.
I outsmarted him, bro.
More maze stuff. Huh. Welp, guess I can't talk about this game for 3 minutes plus. Sorry. Look, you get the custards and then you leave your own house. That's the game.
If you asked me 4 years ago,
It's simple, tedious, and goofy. Please get off my folder. Alright, so far I've been showing you pretty basic and short games. For the next game though, I found something a bit more complex. And you may have heard of it at some point in your life before. So this is Slendytubbies The Other Story, made by V-Writer. This is a unique game, as unlike the last two, which were pretty much unseen by the public eye, this got a lot of recognition back in 2018. Channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers played this game, garnering millions of views. And damn, they look terrified of this game. It must be worth playing. Time to investigate. Okay, wait, ignore that. Now, in 2018, the game was titled as a demo, but now the game has been fully released. At first, I played the demo, the one that I and some of you might remember the most from watching these.
Dude, that thing is huge!
You probably haven't heard of this game since, so I'll compare what the demo looked like to the new and improved version. This game was too awesome to play alone, so I decided to hop on stream and show chat the game firsthand. The first map I played was Hospital, which featured the Key Tubby.
Who the hell is Key Tubby? Who is Key Tubby? Chat, what was that? Chat.
Oh dear. So this is V-Writer's attempt at an original Infected. It's a decent design, but he's far too slow to be of any threat. For some reason, he slides across the floor as if it had been mopped up. And he never stops chasing you. But again, he's too slow for any of that to matter. Oh, and if you're behind a specific object, his pathfinding breaks. Which is actually just a general issue with every other monster.
Годник, не, ну я понимаю. Телепузи худ...
Они обходят нас с тыла!
That was the demo version though. However, I actually argue that the new version is even less scary. In the fully released one, the blue shimmer is gone and Key Tubby downsized. He still slides across the floor though, and looks goofy. His pathfinding didn't improve that much either. Thankfully this hospital, if you can even call it that, was really small, and I was able to find the 10 custards needed to beat the game.
We did it!
Another original character is the Legless Warrior, found on the military base.
Oh. Oh, there he is. Ah!
Also, an honorable mention to this impeccable map design. You see this military base from the actual third game? It's so stupid! And why is the threat the announcer? Lame! What this map needs is an overhaul ASAP. Much better. Now, of course, V-Rider knew this map needed more time to bake in the oven. In the updated version, they completely redid this map, and now it looks passable. Good on them. Before I go on to the next level, I want to show you how I ended the military base map with this clip.
Okay. Oh. I think this is definitely gonna be a fun video to make. This is definitely, this is gonna be the greatest. I clicked make menu. Oh shit.
Yeah, for some reason, every time I died and went back to the menu, it would nearly crash on me every single time. And the last map I played was Village, featuring the Blood Tubby. The thing was, though, is that this map was so expansive that it literally took me 5 minutes of running around just to find him. And there he is! Isn't he so scary?
So,
There's also the announcer, which follows you around by poking itself out of the ground, which is an interesting concept. In the demo, the map consisted of, as you'd probably expect, just a bunch of worn down and abandoned houses. In the updated version, it's now dusk, and for some reason Blood Tubby was replaced with Tinky Winky. And then I died. Overall, the game was more funny than scary. At best, it's just additional content for people bored with the third game. I will give V-Rider credit for finishing up the game. It even has multiplayer. Though I don't think anyone is on it. Aw. I'd recommend giving it a go though. It was really fun. This game definitely is the most interesting one I'll be covering. It had a unique balance of being both a creepy title where I felt completely unnerved wherever I looked, and a silly haha joke. So baking bread is another collect a number of items to beat the game. Come on! What the heck? This time being 6 croissants. I mean, hey, this guy is going through a forest with spooky monsters in it just to get them. That's dedication.
Play as a person that
needs to find the bread
in an old baking school ground.
And watch out for the Teletubbies.
They will find you and they will
kill you.
Kill you.
One thing I loved about baking bread was the atmosphere. The dust of the hazy flashlight and a dark, foggy forest gives the game a cool vibe, combined with the camera filter over it as well. The sounds were also really well made. I don't know if the creator itself made them, but it was definitely a 10 out of 10 ambience regardless. Alright, and that's the last good thing I have to say about this game. So every time you collect a croissant, Po and then later Lala appears. What do they look like? You got me completely unnerved 5 minutes before by the atmosphere and sound, and these are the threats. Uniquely, they behave actually a lot like SCP-173. They only move when you don't look, and when they do move, it's fairly slow. Okay, so these guys aren't relatively that big of a deal. Now, if they started moving at you whenever, then maybe that would have been horrifying. The locations to find the croissants are spawn, a house, a school, which, by the way, has a giant croissant on top of it.
Am I supposed to jump off? Is this the leap of the croissant? Whee!
About 3 times already.
Now again, it's a game with a fairly simple premise. But I say that because I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from saying this. I could not, for the life of me, find the 6th croissant. I played this game on stream, and it took me 22 minutes of looping around the map to finally find it. I was playing the game for about 50 minutes for reference. I mostly blame myself for this, but in my defense, at spawn is a map that shows you all the locations, and it doesn't even match the paths.
I've been here, bro. I've been here. I'm cooked.
Like, some of the lines were drawn straight, but going to them, they then split apart and branched to other places not shown on the map. I was deceived. But finally, after chat watched me mentally degrade for half an hour on stream, I found it. I found the last croissant.
Oh my god! Oh! Wait, it's not done! It's not done!
I now have to find a ritual.
Guys, I found it! I found it! Okay, where's the ritual site? Where is that? Where is that?
The said ritual is a random drained pool in the middle of nowhere.
What? Oh my god! Oh my god! What is that? What is that? What is that?
So now the objective is to survive from a literal god. I thought maybe I had to go back to the car at spawn, so after juking the hell out of the 100-foot tall creature, I found spawn.
I think I see it! I think I see it! Yes! Oh.
Well, I guess that wasn't how you ended the game. The mix of silliness and atmosphere in baking bread made this game to me very intriguing. This is probably the scariest game I'm gonna play here. And when I was in, say, the school with all the small corridors, I did genuinely wonder if Poe and Lala would randomly show up out of nowhere. So it looks like it did something right. I'm only going to mention this game briefly, because there's only one map in the entire game, which is probably because it's a demo. Yay. The one map in question is the Wasteland, the threat being the Seeker. And what he meant by Seeker is a horribly disfigured Tinky Winky. He runs the same speed as you, so you won't be able to outchase him. That being said, if you just skip the first Custard where Tinky spawns, you'll be able to avoid him. I do like the concept of the map. It's a military base, I'm assuming somewhere in the outskirts, with a helicopter looping in the sky.
Yes! SOS!
I actually like this map a lot because it reminded me of the stories I told on stream. It was these flashbacks of me back in 2018, back when I was fully in the Slendytubbies fandom, and I remember having these wild imaginations of what Slendytubbies 4 could have been. On the bus to school, I'd listen to the Half-Life 2 soundtrack by screen recording to my camera roll because I had no hotspot, and I'd imagine that being the OST for Chapter 4. The areas I thought about for the sequel would have been like Walter, Miles, and Annie going into the city center, where everything was collapsed and ruined by the newborns. The way I imagined the game ended was the three getting on a train as it rode out of the city. Now, that was in 2018, where we all thought Chapter 4 was gonna be released, period. Simpler times. I'm still kind of sad it never became a thing. I know 11-year-old me would have been really happy to see how the series expand. So now here I am, almost 18, playing Slendytubbies The Infection. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to talk about the game. Look, you collect 10 custards. The custards make a noise when you go near them, so that's cool. So, Wastelands, cool anime Teletubby.
Hello guys, we're back with Slendytubbies 2D.
Look, if you want to play this game, you can. I don't care. It's okay. And that's it. So, playing these games, I've learned what makes a good horror game about Teletubbies to a bad one. I've learned what makes good character and level design compared to bad ones. That being said, I'm pretty sure most of these games were jokes though, or at the very least knew that the games weren't that scary. I do hope you enjoyed this, as it's been quite some time since I last mentioned anything related to Slendytubbies. More videos about them might come in the future, they might not.
What does this mean? I don't know. It can mean a matter of bodily fluids. It can mean blood, it can mean pee.
I definitely do plan to stream more about them. Anyways, now I can finally go back to watching true Teletubby horror, of only the most top-notch quality.
I don't know why you want this, it sucks.